All right, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Well, technically a 2-week break.
Yep.
But obviously last week we had the draft spectacular live special event of spring.
Also known as the first annual draft live stream. H.A.B podcast out.
H.A.B podcast draft special was what I
Right.
think I titled it as.
So I feel like I itch my balls a lot.
I think you do too. That's all right. Move around and adjust a lot. But speaking of that, I'm Mike,
I'm Tyler.
and we are
A couple of guys
living life
being
hater
ass
bitches.
perfect.
Spot on.
I like that. Let's just keep doing that.
That's how we talked about doing it, like in the first episode, and I think that's how we did it in the first episode. But we just kept
Yeah, probably. Real quick, as we'll do from now, probably going forward. Shout out. Shit. Hold on. There it is. SV.
SV supplements.
SV supplements.
Supplements. Trent, Taylor, Gabby,
Mackenzie. I was gonna call her Madison.
She doesn't Madison.
Well, because like her Instagram is like Maddie Cole or something like that.
Matt Cole.
Okay, yeah. Every time in my head, I'm gonna say Matt.
She spelled Mackenzie wrong.
Oh.
Is her Mackenzie? Her name Mackenzie is M-A-C-K.
M-A-C-K.
M-A-C-K. My name is Madison.
Anyway, cheers. We're back.
Cheers back again, boys.
But yeah, so the draft live stream went well, I think. Thank you all.
We had over 70 views.
Yeah.
I think we're up to like 80 something.
Ooh. 2 or 3 people made it through the entire 4 hours with us, so thank you for that.
I hit a deer on the way home. That was fun.
He did hit a deer.
Technically, a deer hit me.
What the? Woo! Tastes like stale piss. Just kidding.
Wow, that was really aggressive.
I know. Are we checking to see how many views we have on live stream right now?
Yeah, something to do because I was going to check and I forgot.
Do it. Let's see. We're going to do this live for you people. The peeps that watch us.
Why did you kind of like say it like that? For the peeps?
The peeps that watch us. For the peeps that watch us. 82 views. Wow.
82 views.
4 hours, 14 minutes. Exactly. No seconds. That's amazing. But again, like I said, thank you to all who checked in, tuned in. Some people tuned in late, which is cool with us. Our original plan, I think, was to just do our teams, which
but we had some requests to sign for their teams, so
yep. Both our teams picked in the top 10, so it definitely would have been a short.
It would have been about an hour.
But I mean, the thing is, like, with the draft, the first round, so like we only did the first round. Took some inspiration from, well, not really took inspiration from Pat McAfee. I guess that's all he does too. But like, there's a Colts group I follow, or Colts podcasters that I follow. Well, I guess YouTubers, and they do like the entire.
They do the entire
draft. Yeah, like it's cool to do that, but like it's fun because like the first round is like the first round. Like you know, it's a Thursday night.
The thing is, the other rounds, so like
they're not as exciting either.
They don't take as long. Like they get like 3 rounds done in the period of time they get the first round done.
That the Colts group, or the Colts YouTubers, Bring the Juice podcast, they Saturday, 4 through 7 hours.
Yeah.
For 3 rounds. There's 4 hours for 1 round. Thursday night.
So I said like damn near like
yeah.
Cheers again. Cheers. Let's see.
Cheers to that. SB.
That's supplements.
Go check them out. Go check them out. Tell them the boys from H.A.B sent you. Make sure you say that. We don't get anything from it. Just shout us out. Let them know because they do watch. Yeah. Let them know that we are directing you to them.
Then we want to help them build their brand, help them continue to grow as a business. One, locally owned. Two, Trent's like 25 and started this dope ass.
They're all young
supplement store.
Which is wild because I'm only 31, you're 29. We're talking about these kids. You're about to be 29.
About to be 29
in July. But like, it's weird to say like, oh man, these kids.
I mean, they're still. Those things are still technically in our age group because like
right. No, they're dope, and they're also like very knowledgeable. So they're not gonna bullshit you or give you stupid like, oh, you need this, this, and this, and really it's not gonna work out. Like they're gonna give you, they're not gonna push stuff on you just to get you to make, just to buy stuff. Yeah, they're definitely gonna help you out. And they definitely care about the people that they work with. So Sean and Veronica are there on Sundays, like we said last week. Savage Sundays 2 weeks ago.
Noon to 5. On Sundays, noon to 5.
Is it noon to 5? Yeah.
At noon to 5, and then the rest of the week it's like
11 to 7.
It's 11 to 7?
Yep.
Okay, I was thinking it's open earlier than that.
They need to open earlier than that.
Wow, what a shot.
I'm not shooting. I'm not shooting at them. No.
You're shooting a shooter right now.
No. Just like
you're working on right now.
Like if I go in the morning,
you're working a gimmick.
Like I do my stuff in the morning, so it's like
okay, so you're working them. I see you.
If they're 9, I open at 9.
I see you.
No man, that's their business. I'm not gonna tell them how to run it. You're like, it's being like selfish of me to be like, oh, it's only convenient for me.
I'm just shooting on them a little bit. You said it. Single leg.
Nah, don't listen to him. I'm Trent. No, man. Trent knows. They know. They sent me a very wonderful message on Instagram today. So, whatever. Yeah. So maybe.
Honestly, we didn't really talk about this, but like, it's been kind of a wild week for both of us. Like, it hasn't been, I wouldn't say like a bad mental health week.
Yeah.
But it's been like an interesting week.
Yeah.
Because I know you made your post on Instagram.
Just an existing post. Yeah, like I just made a post like, what did I say? Something about
your old self,
like my old self and my new self are fighting. Like, no, my old self and the person I want to be is fighting, and like me, who I am right now, is in the middle.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like I'm existing some days. Like some days I go to work, dude, and I just feel like life isn't real. But it's not like a depression thing. Like I talked about yesterday, and like it, but like it does kind of make me like happy.
From a clinical standpoint, like
I guess you can say it is like depression.
You could say it's a depression aspect, but in reality, just knowing you and knowing who you are, I wouldn't say it's a depression thing. I think it's more just like you trying to stay motivated, you thinking about your goals, and it's kind of like right now you feel like you're not really working towards them, but you're not working away from them.
Right. But it did make me happy. Like a bunch of people reached out and was like, "Hey, if you ever need this dog, just let me know." And it's like, I appreciate it. That's not what I was going for.
Yeah.
But
I understood completely.
Received. So thank you.
I understood completely. That's why my comment was literally, "Same, bro. Always here."
Yeah.
Because
cheers.
Honestly, cheers. Supplements.
American heroes.
Mission barbecue. No free ads.
That good.
It's for a chain barbecue place. Sorry.
Oh, that's fair. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that. The chain. You add the chain, that makes it better. Yeah, right.
So proceeds go to like
ads
and everything. But
for me, really quick, I'm sorry. Are you supposed to throw your tray away when you go there, or do they come around and get it for you?
Your tray?
Yeah,
it's. You're throwing away the whole ass plastic tray.
No, it was a metal tray. It's a metal tray.
Throw away the metal tray.
Okay, okay. That's not what I asked. It's where it came off. I can see how it came off.
Okay.
I'm saying like when you're done.
Yeah.
Because they put the metal tray, the paper, then the food on top.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go throw away the trash yourself.
You can.
Okay, because
but if you're sitting there for a while, somebody will come around.
So like a guy.
Every time I've been there, it's been this like older lady. She goes around and picks up everything out.
Okay, see, like when me and Jenny went, it was a guy, and he was like, there was a table behind us, and they had left one tray. It's 2 guys, but they left one tray, and the guys will look around, and then I walk and take mine and Jenny's trash to the trash, obviously, and the guy was like dumbfounded. He's like, thank you so much. I'm like, for throwing away my own trash? And I told Jen, I was like, well, I don't know if I'm supposed to throw away my own stuff. Like, is that what they do here? Like, they just...
Well, people are kind of trash nowadays. A lot of people don't do that.
I agree. Anyway, tangent. Let's go back to what you were saying. My fault.
No, it's like this week too. I've kind of dealt with something similar in the aspect of like I said, I posted on Instagram on Monday about meal prepping.
Chicken with fire.
And yeah, pesto chicken from Trader Joe's. Go pick it up. Fire.
No free ads.
It's like $13 for like 2 pounds
No free ads.
of pre-marinated chicken breast.
Bro, that's
Yeah, no free ads.
Let's go on a t-shirt. No free ads. No free ads. The hater ads, bitch.
Yes.
Pay for this shit.
But no, so I was doing it, and I've just been trying to change my mindset on things because like it's very easy to get into a mindset of like I want to change because I hate who I am currently, instead of I want to change because I love who I could be. See what I'm saying? So like, just because I don't have a low self-worth, I will say that it's taken years for me to get to that point. Because I think a lot of times we get caught up in the difference between self-worth and self-esteem. Self-esteem is based off accomplishments, what you've done, who you are, what degrees you have, your family, whatever, right?
What you think of yourself?
It's tangible things. Self-worth is literally that you just believe that you're worth living and that you're worth being here. That's unconditional. It's based on nothing besides just the fact that you're worth.
You want to be alive.
It's not even that. It's that you are worth breathing another day.
Boy.
Simple as that.
Yeah, you can still want to be alive.
Oh, but I'm saying like you can have a high self-worth and not want to be alive. It's two different things.
I get what you're saying.
Okay. But like for me, I'm trying to just actively change that mindset and actively be that person who is like, I want to change and I want to be better and I want to devote the most I can to myself.
Yeah.
Because I love myself and I deserve the best that I can potentially do and be for myself.
Yep.
And so like this week, I've just had work has been tough. It's been busy as hell because we were our numbers were a little down. Like in the past 2 days, we've had 12 people come to the facility. That's the shit fucking sense.
Yeah.
But also had some other stuff happen this week. I made a post on Facebook, quickly deleted it. I didn't see it then. Not that, and it wasn't. It kind of got taken the same way like yours did. Where it was like, "Hey, are you okay? Like, are you struggling?" It was like, "No, I'm just saying that like I'm trying to actively do this."
Yeah.
But like it feels like people keep trying to break me back down, so I almost kind of feel like I'm stuck in the middle.
I did see that.
I made it like in the middle of the night. So like I said, it's kind of been like the same kind of thing where like I'm actively doing this, but like this keeps happening and it makes me feel like I'm kind of stuck in the middle and I'm almost like plateauing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm kind of just existing, walking through the motions. So that's completely unplanned.
That was definitely not planned, but I seriously, like, it is nice to see like in the era that we live in because like obviously I think when we were kids too, like there was a time where like if we were talking like this, people would call us like pussies and like just man it up. But it's like
yeah.
At the same time, they have to realize like mental health is the real thing. Like even if we're not classifying it like the mental health problems, like we're not struggling with. I wouldn't classify it as like we're struggling with anything. Like
being in mental health this week is better.
Like overall, yeah. Like there's a stage where you're just like it's just a tough time. Like it's just a struggle to survive the day sometimes, and like yeah, like I said, it's nice to see that people like I've never like it's like it kind of sounds like superficial, but like people like who never like my shit on Instagram or like my shit on fucking Facebook or commenting and liking my shit. So it's like
you gotta know hear from like when they do see something they do.
Yeah.
I don't like I said like that's one thing that brings up an interesting topic too. Not to go too much deeper into this, but like just for people
back here in a second.
People like in our age group, we are very much in that age group, right? Where like internet became we experienced before, we experienced after, or I should say with, not after, because it's not done.
It probably never will be again.
Right.
We're probably on track to freaking Terminators. land, Terminator world.
And then also in regards to like that, like gender roles and whatever, right? Like we definitely when we were in high school, there was definitely those times, you call somebody a pussy or whatever the hell else, right? Because they were doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And but then like but we also experience times now where like I don't know, we've just been in that age group where like that stuff is like been the deciding factor in our lives, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where like we've been the ones who have made the change, but we're also the ones who are like partook in it. Is that the right word? Partook in those activities.
We were active in it, yes.
We were active in that, and we were also active in changing that. I feel like that. I feel like that's like the age group that we're in. Like
Yeah.
like 20. Let's just say pre 19 or 2000, pre 2000 like children, 1990 to
Yeah.
like 85 to 99, essentially.
Well, I mean, we definitely partook in it because like it was the it was just the way it was.
Mhm.
But then,
As soon as like, but we were the ones who were like, we're open minded to the idea of, you know what? Yeah, that probably wasn't the best way to handle somebody who's saying that they kind of hate themselves. Yeah, you know what I mean?
yeah,
When like you go back to like maybe people like say my older siblings who were born in the mid 80s, or
parents and grandparents.
like our parents and grandparents, right? Like where it was like, oh, Johnny killed himself because he was a pussy, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like no, the dude like was struggling and nobody tried to help. That's why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like once again, not to get too far into all this because once again, most of y'all know like what I literally do for a living. I can talk about that shit for so
Yeah.
um yeah. So
Tangent.
a little bit,
Not
but
tangent.
it was
good
good.
talk.
That was
Good conversation.
that was real life shit.
Well, that's what
Thinking fitness is big things. Be nice to somebody.
yeah, that's what I mean, that's what we want to do on the podcast is we want to have fun. We want to have we want to talk some shit, some good shit,
Mhm.
not personal shit, and then but we also do want to get into some real shit sometimes as well. So you're gonna get a little bit of everything. You're gonna get a little bit of everything from us. We're here to entertain. We're here to educate. We're here to have some fun.
I'm here to tell you about
Governments. But yeah, before we got off on that the thing, the post, which was good.
No,
Not gonna. We're talking about the live stream,
yeah,
and
and our
what I
our
wanted
team's draft reaction.
what I wanted to get into was what are our thoughts on the Colts and the Bears, Colts, Bears draft picks, and also we can give each other our thoughts on the other team too. And that's what we're going to talk about is our team. So, uh, B before C. So I'll go ahead and start with Bears, man. What do you think?
So if anybody follows the um Instagram page, definitely saw Tyler's reel that he made of my reaction
Yeah.
to Senior Wright.
Is that his name?
Is it Devin Wright, Eric Wright?
Dude, pull up the freaking Bears draft class real quick.
Honestly, our whole draft class is pretty solid, to be honest with you.
That's like that is I will say that's one of the general consensuses. Consensuses, is that a word? General consensuses is that
Consensi.
consensus.
Consensi.
That is that's one of the consensi that coming out of the draft is that like almost every team did really good.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of like bust. Like
Well, like you're
terrible
not for sure
drafts.
you say about bust, but like
No,
yeah,
like teams who drafted this year, there wasn't a whole lot of like,
ooh,
they did not do
the
well.
one team I will say that people thought they reached was the Lions.
Well, let's get into that first. Because I feel like
we'll talk about the Lions
I
here in
feel
a
like
second.
that was one of the most
Random.
like non-understood picks of the draft. Darnell White, by the way. Right.
Right. You talking about the running back?
Yeah, from Alabama.
I mean, Jack Campbell's a pretty decent pick for lower level of the first round. I'll give you a middle linebacker or some spot.
I'm just talking about the running back.
Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah.
Or Gibbs, because one, they just signed David Montgomery. They just signed David Montgomery with 3 year, like
Yeah,
like
so
36 million deal.
now he'll be their starter.
And then
Gibbs will be their scab.
and they still had
DeAndre
Swift, which was second day of the draft.
They
traded DeAndre Swift to freaking Philadelphia.
I think they knew they were going to trade him. That's why they.
Right, but on the day of the first round, everybody was like, "What?" I mean, even us in our live stream.
Well, what game was I watching? What game did Alabama play? It was the first time I ever freaking heard of this kid, Gibbs kid. I'm like,
So
no, he's not bad. So I don't know if he was worth a top 12 pick. Go ahead and get the Bears.
So like I said, on draft night, felt a little whatever about it because I think sometimes we get too caught up in just in the NFL in general, seeing these dudes who are like left tackles, offensive tackles, whatever. Seeing dudes who are like 6'5", 6'6" to 6'9", who are like 350, 380 pounds, who like run like a 4.7 40.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, oh, this guy's got to go top 10. And almost every year we have a guy like that who comes into the draft and they go top 15. And then what do we get out of them? There's been a couple of them that have been decent, but most of them haven't been shit.
Yeah.
But I have been reading into Darnell Wright a little bit, and some of the other intangible stuff looks a lot different than a lot of these other guys who haven't necessarily been in.
Apparently he owned Will Levis, or not Will Levis, my God. Will Anderson Jr.
Yeah, he schooled Will Anderson Jr. a couple times. He was a big part in what helped Tennessee
beat
Alabama this year. Well, I didn't watch, like, I can't say I watched tape on him, but I just seen some highlights of some of his blocking and
Mad Mel.
Both those guys are explosive.
You didn't watch tape like Mad Mel?
No, because I'm like Jason Glazer.
Jason Glazer, fuck you.
I knew it already. So, but like I said, ultimately, I think it's a solid pick. I think it's honestly, it's worth it because I think he fits a left tackle build more than homeboy from Northwestern.
I thought he was going to be a right tackle though.
I knew he was going to try to play left.
Oh, okay.
Because what's his face? Just putting him to right. But either way, I think he would be okay either way. Because we just need to protect Fields, and especially if, year 3 is the year. This year's going to be making a break for Fields. Let's see how passing goes for him. Let's see, once again, how rushing goes for him. And I don't know. Like I said, a lot of people are saying that this draft and the Bears killed it. I would say, I know we're talking about first round picks, but
I saw Suo.
But a lot of people are saying that
that's a steal, dude.
This is the steal of the draft.
He was like, going into the draft, I thought, like, I can't tell you. He was his kids.
He was he was a top 5 linebacker of the draft, and he dropped to the 5th round.
Yeah, and his brother played for Lions. Lineman.
Yep.
That's a good get.
That is a good get in the 5th round.
Yep.
Like I said, we'll see how it goes. I'm hopeful because the last time we picked in the first round with a big ass lineman was Chris Williams, and Chris Williams was all right for us. He was part of our NFC championship run.
Yeah.
He couldn't really stay healthy. That was kind of his biggest thing. He had a couple of years where he was absolute just dog shit, but like majority of his career he was all right. He was average enough to help Jay Cutler stay upright a little longer than he would have with anybody else.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'll say this, if he is a healthy Chris Williams, I'll take it. If he's a healthy Chris Williams, I'll take it. Now, if he's Gabe Carimi, no, I give that out there.
I will tell you,
that was the last time that we took up for lineman in the first round like that with Gabe Carimi.
I will say, like, I read an article where they said that the GM and the coach went to Tennessee, and they worked this kid out, and they're like
they worked the shit out.
They were trying to push him to see if he'd quit. I guess he just kept going. Like he was tired, but he just kept going. So like they're like, this is our guy.
Honestly, I'm not like. I mean, you already know I like Matter Eberflus, but like, I do like Ryan Poles. I'm not gonna say I trust him.
Yeah.
But like, I'm more than willing to find out. More than willing to find out. You can't go back and change it. So.
I mean, it's got to make Bears fans feel good. They're trying to invest. They're trying to invest in Fields as their quarterback too. They go in and got him a true number one receiver. I mean, they tried with Chase Claypool. I mean, he could. He has potential.
I mean, he came in the middle of the season, was kind of injured.
Yeah, I mean, he still has potential, but like they went on and got DJ Moore as a true number one receiver. At least he can be in that, with that team. And then
he's a true number one though.
Like he's not the upper echelon of number ones, but yeah, like I said, he can be number one. Like he's not like a Devontae Adams or like a Mike Evans or a
Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in there, but he's a top.
But he's a solid number one receiver. I'd say top 10. But yeah,
he's like number 7.
Fair. I think that's fair. He's definitely a baller. I will say that much. But yeah. So like I said, just showing that you went on and then you got a guy who could protect Fields. The passing game has to step it up. Like, man, I know I gave Justin Fields a lot of shit, and you're gonna give my boy probably a lot of shit coming to season 2, especially if he struggles passing. But like,
I'm very hopeful.
We'll talk about it in a minute. But like, reality though, like I don't hate the Bears, so like I want them to. I want because they're not in the AFC. So and plus, I kind of do wish like all the like Midwest teams, like I kind of pull for all of them except for maybe the Packers, because like the way people talk about like Aaron Rodgers being the GOAT, like they're overhyping him like a motherfucker. I'm like, all right, guys, I need you guys to lose. Like y'all are terrible, but like the Browns, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Lions, the Bears, Minnesota, not Tennessee anymore.
Back and forth on whether I like Tennessee.
Like they're annoying now. Like now that they beat the Colts all the time, they're fucking annoying. But that's just like a Twitter thing. But I mean, like I don't really necessarily hate.
I like Coach Vic.
I do too. Like and that's the thing. I like Derrick Henry. That dude's a fucking stud. And then I just need the Colts to beat him. But
your boy Will Levis.
Not my boy.
Levis. Keep saying Levis. See that a lot.
But yeah. Well, speaking of the AFC South, go ahead and pull that Colts. Are you done with the Bears? Yeah. Which could be good this year. See how Eagles.
A lot of people are saying they're a year away. Probably next year.
More pieces. I mean, that division's very winnable now. I think the Lions are going to take it, though, man. That's the next logical step for them is they have to win the division. I think. So their projection.
I mean, I think
they're going up. They're trending up.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I definitely think that they're probably the favorite at this point. I mean,
it's definitely kind of Minnesota too.
That's the thing is like I just don't.
Yeah, I know you feel about Minnesota.
I just don't believe in Minnesota ever.
They got talent all over the field.
Okay, and look how many times in the past they have, and they've done shit. So that's where I go with it. And like they are my least favorite team in the NFC North, but I truly don't hate them that much. My uncle Carl is a huge fan. I would love to see them have a fucking championship for him.
Yeah. So we had 12 picks. So, those of you who watch the live stream, you guys see how excited I was. And for those of you guys who watch the podcast, I've talked about how much I've wanted Anthony Richardson. Even when like the idea of us trading for Lamar Jackson popped up, I'm like, man, like I'd be dumb to like be mad that if they would have traded for him. But like the fact that we got our own guy, and at the most important position, a guy that we can straight up like mold, pair a rookie quarterback with a rookie head coach. The one thing I will like too is like there's a show the Colts do called With the Next Pick on YouTube, and I just watched the second episode where they did the draft. Everyone with the draft, and when Houston traded up, they're all celebrating to number 3 because they're like, good. They were hoping like they were probably going to take Levis if he was there at 4. Like it had to be quarterback. Like with the revolving door of quarterbacks we've had last few years, like number
You
4
guys have
pick,
to take
we had to take a quarterback. Richardson, he's a freak athlete, he's talented, he can throw the ball, he can run the ball. People are chalking him up as a bust just because his college stats were not fucking that good, and I get it, but like Florida sucks, and the coaching staff sucks. Some of the stuff that he can do, I think. And the thing is that I've been thinking about too is like all these guys on these, talking shit, and like Colts fans are like, he shouldn't be a bust because look at his college stats. But it's like, okay, but how many all-time great college quarterbacks have turned out to be busts in the NFL? So you can't fucking like you can't base a kid's potential on. And like he's saying all the right thing. Like the thing I like too is like he's saying all the right things. Like he's talking about how he wants to be the best ever. He wants to be Hall of Famer. He wants to be a Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes hybrid. He's willing to put the work in to be good. Like he even like one of the quotes from his the quote from like the press conference that stuck out to me was like, I know I always have to work. It was basically like I have to work because like Tom Brady's the best ever, 7 rings, and if he's always working, how can I sit here somebody's never accomplished anything and say that I can't be putting more work in? So I mean it may not work out, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be fun to watch. We got a stud freaking wide receiver, Josh Downs. I forgot about him.
I forgot you guys got him too. And in the first round.
Yeah, and like Reggie Wayne's our receiver coach. He's really excited for him. That Brent's kid, he's from Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So, and like apparently, like they have this like athletic, that guy right there, that Will Mallory. His grandpa was a IU coach. Bill Mallory, that's his grandpa.
Okay.
Yeah, found that out too. And that Evan Hall kid is from Northwestern, the 5th round. He's a stud.
He's a stud. He's
He can,
athletic as fuck.
yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Like they came out with like a defensive end for Northwestern too. 4'9", 40s, 285 pounds.
Yeah.
They have that RAS score, that raw athletic score, whatever the fuck it's called, the test that they do now. They make them do a bunch of tests now. And like the Colts have like one of the most athletic draft classes of the whole time. So I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be fun to watch. I think I trust Coach Steichen. Kind of hope Richardson wins the jobs day one, but I would not be opposed if he doesn't.
It was Minshew's a stud.
Like people are talking shit. Like that's the thing. Just people are like, well, he's clearly not going to be good if he can't beat out Gardner Minshew. But it's like
Minshew's a stud.
Gardner Minshew's a serviceable starter.
Yeah, like he's not a
scrub, dude. Like he's not a turd.
He's not a career starter, but like he's arguably a top 3 backup in the league.
Yeah, and I think like honestly, I would just throw Richardson out there. Like that's just me being like selfish.
The thing is, Minshew could start in most teams.
I agree. Like I don't. I honestly, if they want to start him day one, just like simplify the offense for now. Like if he's really that much of a project, which I don't think he is.
No.
Like if they're like, hey, we do want to develop you a little bit more, but like we're gonna put you out there, feet to the fire type of thing. Simplify the offense. Hey, one read. Here's a wide receiver as a read. Check down to a tight end or running back as a read. If not, take off.
Yeah, two
to 3 max reads.
That's what the fields.
Right.
Themselves.
Right. Until you can develop. We got to see how our offensive line is going to play. That's going to play a major factor.
Say it's like, are they going
to be Taylor?
Are they going to be them? Or are they going to be this like pussy ass offensive line that they were last year?
That's what I'm saying, man. And people are like pissed off because they're like, we should have drafted Will Levis. And it's like, dude, the dude's a fucking turd. And he's gonna prove it. Like I saw a guy post the other day, was like, yeah, the guys were like, I think this guy is straight up racist shit. It was like, these get with the times people are gonna show everyone that we should have drafted Will Levis instead of this fucking kid from Florida. Well, I'm like, get with the times people. What do you mean having a black quarterback finally? Like, probably for the first time in franchise history, besides Jacoby Brissett, it doesn't count. He's 1 year.
He's done 1 year and he runs like a mile.
We've never had a black franchise quarterback, so.
He runs like a mile an hour.
I like Jacoby, though.
Oh, that's not bad.
But as, I think, as mini camps pop up and, training camp, we'll start talking about more of the NFL. I I do think the schedule gets released next week.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that next week. I think that's going to be it on the NFL talk. But there is somebody that I want to talk about as soon as my co-host comes back because he just gets up and leaves in the middle of the episode.
Hell yeah.
Real professional asshole.
Hell yeah. Had to bring a soda bell in here.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Got to sit in there.
I just wanted to get your thoughts real quick on Dylan Brooks. We don't even have to talk about the NBA. Like we don't like.
Well, fans of the NBA. But
We are, and Lakers are 1-1 with the Warriors right now.
I'm not really paying attention to
Which
the playoffs.
I am. I'm definitely paying attention, but
Listening to
it is kind of different when your team's not in it. Like you may watch like the championship round, but Mike watches hentai porn. That's what that was.
no, it's some random song.
But yeah, like when your team's not in it,
It's like no one have to watch this during a podcast.
it's kind of hard to watch like the normal playoffs. I think.
The thing though is that maybe so mad this year is that the Bulls have such a team where we went into the season as a heavy favorite, not the favorite, but I think we were like fifth
The East.
for the odds.
The East.
No, like general.
You blew it.
It just we never got Lonzo back like we thought we were going to, and that didn't help. And then we got Pat Bev at the end of the season when it was way too late. We squeaked in the play-in tournament, won the first game, and then we blew it the fourth quarter with Miami, and now Miami's making a deep run. So like I've been
Jimmy Butler's a fucking dog, dude.
following that just because Jimmy Butler. I mean, I can't say he's my favorite because Derrick Rose is still in the league, and Derrick Rose will never not be my favorite player if he's in the league, just because I can't not have him as my favorite player. But Jimmy Butler is for sure second. As much as I absolutely love Levine and DeRozan, like those are the two guys who, like Rose and Butler, were the two who like brought the Bulls back to being like a legitimate team again. Because like we had made the playoffs a couple times after Jordan and before Derrick Rose, but those were the two that made us like legit again. So like I always have to cheer for them. Like I said, Jimmy Butler is my favorite like active player. Because like his Rose doesn't play as much.
How can you not be a fan of Jimmy Butler, dude?
Dude plays his ass off. And he's the son of Michael Jordan. Like
right, facts. But Dylan Brooks. I just wanted to touch on Dylan Brooks for a second because
it's a clown.
The thing is, you always bring up wrestling. You know, people like
love the heel.
People love the heels, right?
I love the heel.
They shit talk. They start shit. Normally they can back it up. All right. So after game one, you didn't really say nothing. Well, like it started with like the whole like John Morant, like we're fine, I'm fine in the West type shit. I'm fine in the West. You got the second seed. Okay, cool. Lakers come and take game one.
Yeah.
Okay.
They went pretty handily in game one.
They beat the shit out of them.
Yes.
Then you go back and you're still at home, so you take game two, which is expected because you're at home. That's what you should do. You're the better seed.
Yeah.
You know, okay, the team has LeBron. It's year 20 LeBron.
You're LeBron and the Lakers.
It's year 20 LeBron and inconsistent Anthony Davis. So then all of a sudden it's LeBron's old. He's washed up. I don't respect anybody unless they come give me 40 points. First off, you've never scored 40 points in your fucking life. somebody has to score 40 on you. How often in the NBA is a player guarding a single particular player every freaking play? Never. Not ever.
Often, unless you're Jimmy Butler playing LeBron.
Yeah. But like, okay, yeah. So you talk about that shit, and then
They got smacked.
they got smacked after every game. Dude's talking about, I don't want to talk to the media. He shoots like 3 for 10, 3 for 13.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks
scores 10 points a game.
Dylan Brooks is not.
Like, bro, like.
He's good. He is a good defender. I'll be honest about that. But besides that.
And like, the thing is, too, is like, like, I'm the biggest LeBron fan. And it's like, it's not the fact that you talk shit to LeBron. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, I'm not one of those dick writers where it's like, oh, you came at my king. Oh my God, you're a piece of shit. Like, that's not why I think he's a piece of shit because he talks shit to LeBron. I thought it was hilarious that he talked shit to LeBron.
Oh, it was great. It was good.
I love talking. I love talking shit. Like that was funny to me. But it's the fact that when you start taking your L's, it's like, well, I don't want to talk to the media. I'm not saying nothing.
You got to back
like,
up.
and then like and then you don't even back it up. You play like shit.
Yeah,
bro. Like everybody that knows you, like, just lost respect for you. Like if you're gonna talk shit, then talk shit, dude. Own that shit. Like if he would have came out and said, "Hey, man, I talked shit, didn't work out."
Yeah.
Respect. Props. Props to Lakers. Boom. All right. Yeah, you talked your shit, didn't work out. Oh well, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Or if he would have came on average 25 a game, but they still lost, people like,
yeah,
all right, like you played your game. This LeBron and the Lakers are better than you. LeBron has more experience. Okay. But you bitched, you literally turned to a little, like you talked your shit, and you went and hit as soon as things got tough.
Yeah, you talk your shit. You gotta build your heat. Can't just talk
heat
shit.
Or heat?
Heat. Can't if you don't build your heat. What's the shit talking doing?
Right.
Because you gotta talk. I mean, I guess I'm obviously referring to like pro wrestling, but like you gotta build the heat for the shit talk to even matter.
Like if we play, like me and you play 1-on-1 right now, the shit talk would be insane between both of us.
Sure.
Didn't matter who won or who lost. I'd win. Of course. All right.
You think I'm gonna shoot a jumper, dude?
It's not, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, you looking at him shoot a jumper? Get out of here. You shoot a jumper like you shoot a football, bro.
I shoot a jumper like you shoot a football.
Yeah. Like I meant to say you throw a football, but you didn't football.
Oh, so I throw a perfect spiral.
That's funny.
Okay, comment down below who wants to see Mike and I play a 1-on-1 game. But anyway, we'll move on. It's getting late. Just a real quick non-spoiler review of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We haven't seen that last night. Obviously, we're recording on Friday, so we haven't seen it on Thursday. So by the time this is posted on Sunday, we would have seen it on Thursday. I don't want to get too much away by our reaction, so I'm just gonna say this:
it's perfect
ending to a trilogy, man. James Gunn doesn't fucking miss, man. And this is actually going to lead us into our next which be our final topic.
Yeah.
But James Gunn doesn't fucking miss, man. Like, he obviously wrote and directed all 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and even like we talked about this yesterday with James Gunn. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's backtrack for just a second. Non-spoiler review. Guardians of 3. Go see it. There's 2 mid-credits or 2 credit scenes. 1 mid, 1 post. Whatever the fuck that works.
The post credit scene.
It's fucking perfect, man. It's a great fucking movie. Go fucking see it. It's up there with No Way Home as the best movies since.
Without a doubt, like we said, 1A.
I always forget about No Way Home too, so like that's why I was
1A and 1B since
and they're interchangeable.
Since Endgame.
So like No Way Home.
As big as Spider-Man fans as we are, it's without a doubt like it's neck and neck, dude.
Yeah.
It really can't go either way.
So,
but they're both one. So whether they're 1A or 1B.
mm-hmm.
To be honest, I'm not saying one is first, one is second. It's 1A, 1B.
Right. So we're just gonna call it that because it's a big movie and you guys need to go see it.
Well, here's the thing too is I did see the other day, of course, because there's always going to be mixed reactions. Nobody's ever going to not have mixed reactions. Shit, even Endgame some people shit on Endgame somehow.
People shit on everything, dude.
Because people got to be negative instead of just sitting and watching and taking stuff for what it is and just trying to enjoy life. Somebody's got to be a critic.
Like you could go
to say that they wish was different.
You could go give a homeless person $15 and they'd be like, "Why couldn't you give him 20?"
Mm-hmm.
It's always negative, dude.
Yeah. But speaking of James Gunn, as we were talking about yesterday, was once again James Gunn
doesn't miss,
and we both have a hard time understanding how people think that James Gunn isn't going to fix DC.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
James Gunn does not miss. Did you watch Peacemaker? Did you watch freaking Suicide Squad? People thought Suicide Squad, they're like, dude, there's no way James Gunn can fix this. There's no way, with how terrible that first movie was, which honestly, even though it sucked, I still kind of enjoyed it because I watched it for what it was.
If they would have took out the Joker, bro, it would have been a lot better movie, I think.
I kind of go back and forth. I low-key kind of liked Jared Leto's
Nah, hell no.
I hate the way it was presented though.
Ass.
Like Zack Snyder Joker and Jared Leto, phenomenal. It's like gangster tatted up. Done.
You sent a boy wonder to do a man's job. Yeah. All right, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I forgot he was at the end of freaking Zack Snyder Justice League.
Because I think Jared Leto's a good actor, so I think he could have done a lot better. But going back,
he's all right.
He saved Suicide Squad.
James Gunn.
Yeah. And Peacemaker was perfect.
Right.
Absolutely perfect.
Like this is not like
it's like how do you like dude's literally going to make a Superman movie.
Yeah, he's gonna write and direct it.
Yeah, with Superman Legacy, right?
Yep.
It's like I don't understand the thought process. I'm like, there's no way you could save it. Did you watch the Guardians movies? Did you watch any of the stuff you've done with DC so far?
Mm-hmm.
You're mentally handicapped.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I wanted to bring this up yesterday when we talked about it. It's like I kind of include, as in my the notes that I make for our topic for the podcast. So I put like James Gunn / Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
/ well written shows and movies. And like the thing with James Gunn, man, and like we'll talk about Ted Lasso too.
Mm-hmm.
But like the thing with James Gunn is like, yes, is his shit gonna be funny? Of course.
It's gonna be funny.
It's gonna be hilarious. But like he also will throw shit in there, and like somebody actually made a post or somebody commented yesterday because I think I went on Twitter. I think it was Twitter, and I just put the hashtag like Guardians of the Galaxy there. I wanted to see people's reaction and stuff like that. And somebody was like, "Fuck James Gunn, he fucking sucks." Like the only thing that he proved that he is, or like somebody's like, "He sucks as a director." Like it was like people were talking shit about James Gunn. And they're like, oh, have you not seen fucking Suicide Squad? Like, that was like, have you not seen Suicide Squad or Peacemaker or nothing like that? Like, what is your problem? And they're like, oh, yeah, the only thing with Peacemaker and Suicide Squad is that he proved that he can make comedies. And the person commented back to him and said,
those are so much more than comedies, though.
Hold on, I'm getting to that.
The
guy commented goes, oh, yeah, in Suicide Squad, the rat catcher scene's hilarious. Right. In Peacemaker, showing Peacemaker's past, that was so funny. And I'm like, it took me a second to realize he was being like sarcastic. I was like, wait, oh yeah, okay, yeah, because those scenes are fucked up. And like, I mean, not like fucked up, and like
no, but like perfectly
like
they showed some childhood trauma,
right? And like that's the thing too is like I was thinking about that is the thing with James Gunn, like what makes Guardians so good, and like Suicide Squad, Peacemaker so good is not only you had really good actors, number one, but you had such a good, well-written story. You clearly had actors who gave a shit, like bought in, gave it their all to the story, gave it their all to the characters. There was no mailing it in. As you see, you see like that in some like Marvel movies sometimes. Like the actors will just mail it in. You're like, oh, okay, I can see like you were just bullshit in that scene, but like these actors like generally give a shit.
They all really like James Gunn,
They all
obviously.
love James
He's a
Gunn,
good coach.
and they write such a well written. Sort of like I was thinking about this today, like what to say for this topic on the podcast. But it's like I kind of hate when shows deal with like true real life shit, where it's like in COVID, like when COVID happened and like they came off all those TV shows and like people were wearing the mask or they're doing like they had the freaking glass panes and like they're talking about COVID all the time and it's uh, like I want to watch TV. If I want to watch TV, I want to watch a movie, I want to watch a TV show. It's like I'm trying to escape from the real life, like the real bullshit, like that bullshit. But like when you can throw in like concepts like racism and shit like that. You can attack, like, not attack it, but like talk about it or like come about it in a certain way where it's like it makes you think, where it's like, oh fuck. But like, so like they deal like James Gunn, especially like in the Guardians movies and like Peacemaker and freaking Suicide Squad, like they give you like people who kind of are pieces of like not so much Guardians, but like Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, pieces of shit people. But you also make it you
Redeem them.
like you redeem them, and you also make them like you give them real world qualities almost because like it is a fantastical world where like superheroes and like all that shit, space monsters and shit like that exists. But it's like these people are fucking real life. You know what I'm trying to say? And
Like, so that's something I was thinking a little bit ago. Was like, because you were bringing about like James Gunn making comedies, like Thor: Love and Thunder.
I wouldn't classify his movies as comedies though. Like there's funny parts.
Oh, okay, that's not what I'm saying.
I know that's
Yeah, I know.
right. Thor: Love and Thunder.
But like Thor: Love and Thunder, right? Like they tried doing this, like they almost tried doing the same type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I was like, Thor is being goofy, but then like, oh, homegirl's got cancer.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
And it didn't fit well.
Like because it wasn't like, hey, here's the story, because that was supposed to be the main thing, but it focused too much on comedy and being funny and whatever. So that's what I think James Gunn gets it perfectly, where like it's got these moments to kind of help you remember, like, hey, it's okay, it's a movie. You're supposed to laugh and enjoy this. You're not supposed to just sit here and be worried the entire time.
But you're also gonna feel something.
Exactly. It makes you feel all the emotions that you should feel when you're watching a movie. You should feel excitement. It should be this big peak, and then the kind of the drop off, and then the ending, the big ending where they save the day, right? Like Thor, it never really got anywhere because they were focusing too much on like trying to be funny and all this, like, hey, by the way, here's this thing that we're trying to level it out. It should be this level back out, this level back out.
Oh,
like it should be consistently, not just like.
Just a side note, real quick, which is really weird. I'll say that, like Love and Thunder, because Taika Waititi, Taika Waititi,
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi, um, Ragnarok was like that.
Ragnarok
Was just like the Guardians movie, like
it's more like Guardians movie.
where there were some funny parts.
Yeah, it wasn't
comedy. Like when Thor was like,
it wasn't so.
He's screaming like that shit's hilarious. And then you're like, oh fuck, his dad's died.
It wasn't.
Like, it flowed well.
It wasn't as. It wasn't as comedy forward, I should say.
It was a forced comedy.
Yeah,
yeah.
And Love and Thunder felt it was like way too forced, way too much. That's where James Gunn gets it perfectly, is where he gets his story across, and the story remains the main focus. It doesn't get lost in the theatricals or the comedy or whatever else.
He does things his way, man. He definitely has a style, and he's definitely mastered that style. Well, as a writer and a director.
Yeah, and I think one that it's gonna fit, because I think in general, just people like really enjoy movies and TV shows that are written that way, like Ted Lasso. Like I've been on Ted Lasso since the first season. I started watching after the first season came out, and I just think it's one of the most well-written, perfect shows of all time, because it's got. I mean, first off, Jason Sudeikis is Ted Lasso, and that in itself is already like comedy gold. And but just like how well written the show is. Like it's literally, I remember watching the first season. There was literally moments where I could feel myself go, no, like I would literally get like sad, and it gets like you emotional feeling that this is. I mean, the show's been out for a couple of years, but still, I don't want to spoil any of that either.
No, I don't remember that. You could probably spoil the first season.
Well,
It's been out for 3 years, dude. There's the spoiler ban's over. If you haven't watched it right now,
like second season came out a year and a half.
like if you're spoiling the third season, don't do that because it's still out. It's
Still, the second season came out a year and a half ago, so like
right. So you can. I mean, just don't spoil the second.
I'm not gonna spoil second season.
But obviously, the second season, right?
Like first season, his wife
Yeah,
his wife leaves him.
I damn near fucking cried.
Literally, she pretty much tells him.
Thing.
She pretty much tells him
That's too nice.
that he's too nice of a guy,
Just fucked up.
and like it almost gives you this sense, like when TV shows like really get you to buy into the sense of like, oh my god, is there no fucking hope in the world? That like if you're too nice, people don't love you.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and like you see his progression with his own mental health, and everything else just kind of starts to proceed and everything after that. But it's such a perfect, well written, great show. I mean, and like it's won a shit ton of awards.
Well, like I think like the way like
you don't lose the main story. Well, because obviously he's a football coach who gets hired to go overseas to coach football, soccer, and in England, and it's like obviously like you don't lose sense at any time the main story, which is Ted Lasso is this goofy Kansas Wichita State football coach.
Hey, wanker.
Who gets hired in England to coach the Richmond Greyhounds, which is not, I don't think it's pretty sure it's a fictional team, which is not Premier League. It was like a step or two below.
Yeah.
When he got there. So you never lose that sense of the story that like he's a coach. That part's supposed to be funny. That part's supposed to be like, wow, look at him, learn football. Look at all this. Right? That's obviously that dynamic. You never lose that. You never lose the comedic standpoint of this is Jason Sudeikis in a comedy show technically. But then you also never lose sight of Ted's personal struggles, the team's personal struggles, all the personal struggles of the supporting cast around him, his assistant coaches, the owner, the manager, Nate. Like you never lose sense or sight of any of these characters, and there's a shit ton. Like all the football players,
they balance them well.
All of the football players who play for other teams, the owner's ex-husband, like everything is perfectly balanced. And once again, James Gunn does this shit really well. James Gunn does not write or direct Ted Lasso. I don't know who the director is. I couldn't tell you. But that's something that he does really well. And I think that's one reason why he has done so well in things like Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy, is because these guys obviously it's a team, and you remember that the team is technically the main character, but at the same time you get the sense and and it builds on every single character and their individual characteristics, and that's what makes James Gunn and everything he does so well. Because even in like the single stuff that he does, like Peacemaker, you get the perfect sense of who Peacemaker is, his own journey, his own battles, his own uphill battle, and the battles of literally every single other person in the show.
Yeah, I ate crow over that show because I was like coming off of Suicide Squad. Like when I first watched Suicide Squad, I was like, man, that movie was fucking like perfect, damn near.
Yeah.
And then like when it was announced, like, oh, I'm making Peacemaker, it's like, okay,
you were pretty indifferent. I remember that.
I was like, why? And then I watched excited stuff, and I was like, oh, let me circle back to what you were saying about like Ted Lasso and James Gunn.
No, I went a little farther.
No, you're good. I want to make sure I circle back to like make sure we get all the points across that we're trying to make here. So the one thing I will say, like James Gunn does very well too, is like what to your point is like you never lose sight of the story and you never lose sight of the main characters, but you also never lose sight of what the supporting characters are doing.
Right.
So it's like even though the Guardians of the Galaxy obviously are a team, they're a team. You have a leader, which is Peter Quill, Star-Lord, and like there's a big focus there's kind of a focus on him early on in the first one. The second one's all about him and his dad. But like
You never
you
lose
never
sight
feel
of
like
everybody else.
you never feel like and even like the third one's basically about Rocket.
Yeah.
It's not a spoiler. It was in the
It's
trailers.
pretty obvious.
It's about Rocket.
It's pretty obvious in the trailers.
Like you know that the story is focused on them,
Yeah.
but that doesn't diminish the shine of the other character. Like you can't say the main character, like the team, the Guardians, are like supporting characters,
Right.
but like they get that they all get their due.
Like
they all shine.
Like watching, you never get the feeling that like Drax is a sidekick.
Right.
No, like no,
They're all main characters.
That the Guardians is the main character.
Right. Even though story focuses on one in particular.
Yeah, like sure, like the main story is Ego and Peter Quill.
Right. And like that's the thing with like Ted Lasso too, is like 2 inches, I'll say like two examples of like how like this show is well written too, is like, well, I'll just go by the first season because I'm only half the second season. Like I said, the first season, Rebecca, she's a straight up, I mean I don't want to say like bitch.
No, she's really just
She's a bitch. But like
she's hurting and
she's hurting and she has like she's fucked up. Like that what she does is fucked up. But like at certain points you're almost like it's so well written where you can almost like there's certain points in the show where you're like, damn, I know what you're doing is fucked up. But you're sympathizing with her. Like she's like, I want to fuck my husband over or my ex-husband. But it's like, damn, I get it. But damn, you're fucking over Ted. But damn, I understand it. And it's like, and then like Roy.
See, there's parts too. I don't want to interrupt about Roy, but like there's parts about that too where you're almost kind of like, because she's obviously fucking over Ted, and you said that pretty clearly, and like you almost kind of get this feeling of like, Ted wouldn't want me to hate her. Ted would want me to try to help. At least I got that because, like I said, like it's such a sentimental show, and like Ted has all these just like super nice guy who just wants to help everybody. Like he almost like
you see it, he apologizes to him too.
Like he almost wants to motivate you to like try to be a better person.
Right. And like you see that when she apologized.
Yeah.
Like when she went down to apologize to him, I was like, oh shit. Okay. Because like, all the TV shows we've watched, like, there's always supposed to be some kind of conflict. So it's like when she went down, I was like, I'm sorry, I tried fucking you, blah, 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 blah. He was just like, and you could like, they linger on him for just a second because you're like, oh, he's about to snap. He's about to say, fuck you, I'm out. Like, I quit. I'm done with this shit. And he's like, I forgive you. And you're like, wait, what?
Oh, God, Ted left.
Damn, that makes sense.
Fuck. Like, damn it, Ted, you're the man.
But like and then there's also one like there was one scene that gave me chills too. It was like because Roy is like my favorite character in that show.
Oh, Roy.
I love the way he says fuck. My favorite word is fuck. Fuck. Fucking he's growling shit. He's always talking shit. It's hilarious. But like the scene where he is obviously old.
He's the guy who
plays the whole season.
He plays
Hercules in MCU now. MCU. When he chases down Jamie and he tackles him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tackle in soccer. Like apparently it's legal. I found that out. I learned that in the show. You can legally tackle people in soccer. And he fucks up his knee. He's walking off, and like the crowd is chanting like he's there.
Everywhere.
Yeah, Roy Ken. I'm like, I got chills. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, because like
that sucks.
Because he like finally
walks off the fucking field.
Because he finally had the flash of the player he used to be.
Yeah.
Because Roy in the show, was like this, like he's almost kind of like
former, like past his prime, almost like superstar.
Yeah, like he was kind of like a who like Ronaldo, who like got into the big leagues, like Premier Leagues, when he was like 17, 18 years old, and he came in and just started killing it right away.
Played for Chelsea.
Yeah, he played for Chelsea, and like obviously as his career went on, I think he's like in his like late 30s.
Yeah.
By the time that the show starts, he's kind of washed up playing for a lower level rich man, which isn't in the Premier League.
And obviously, like you kind of like early on too, like in the first season, you kind of like you gravitate towards him because like as a character, because like he's the anti Ted Lasso, like
he's literally the opposite.
He's a straight up prick. But like you're like, all right, I get it. Like, But then like he's always like clashing with Ted Lasso early on. So you're like,
saying Roy,
fuck, he's the main character. You're supposed
well,
to come in on my guy like that.
well, that's the thing too is we're talking about all of this and talking about James Gunn too. Character development really is one of the biggest things that I think James Gunn has perfected.
Right.
And whoever the hell writes Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Is I was like, for me, I'm caught up, I'm up to date with Ted Lasso, and just like thinking about going back to like Roy, and really just all of the characters back in like season one, and just the development of all of their characters into what they've been, and just I just to me, like obviously like I'm a big fan of wrestling, obviously, so like I mean I buy into TV shows, you know what I mean? Like I get into it just because like
It says developed by Jason Sudeikis, Bill Lawrence, Brendan Hunt, and Joe Kelly.
yeah, I know they all produce it, but I don't know if they help write or not. No one's probably this today because of the freaking genius.
Also, Brett Goldstein's a writer.
Brett Goldstein's a pretty good one too. See, he's done a few other shows.
Apparently, he was actually hired as a writer, and then he wrote so good that they hired him as Roy Kent. That's what it says on here.
Brett Goldstein?
Yeah, it says Goldstein has also written and performed 4 solo stand-up shows. TV producer Bill Lawrence hired Goldstein as a writer for the 2020 Apple's TV show Ted Lasso starring Jason. His writing on the show led to his being cast as the character of aging footballer Roy Kent.
I didn't realize that was Roy Kent.
Brett Goldstein?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But once again, like just going back to, like I said, like I've had obviously like there's some shows that I really enjoy, and I definitely like I enjoy watching them. But like there isn't a whole lot of TV shows that gets me to truly invest in like, dude, like I can't wait to see what happens with this specific character. You know what I mean? Like I think you're pretty similar to that too. Like me and you will watch TV shows, dude, we can't wait to see like what happens next on Titans, right? Or like what happens next, like in the next
episode left
in the next season of The Boys or whatever, right? But we never like really break down and say like, dude, I can't wait to see what like Homelander does next. Like we don't normally say stuff like that about TV shows. At least I don't think me and you do.
Maybe sometimes.
Sometimes, but not every single episode, not every single character.
Yeah.
But like for Ted Lasso, dude, I find myself literally being like, I got wonder what's gonna happen next with this character.
Yeah, Nate's a fucking prick now. It kind of pisses
I gotta
me
say, I
off.
keep telling you, man, just keep
Like I know, like that's how how good a written show it is because you're like you don't want to see characters turn into a piece of shit, and he's turning into a piece of shit. But you can also understand why he's turning into a piece of shit.
Yeah, it makes you sympathize.
Fuck.
Said not to spoil anything for anybody who wants to watch the show, but like,
fuck you.
But he starts out the show as the equipment manager.
Like a very shy, quiet, like
he literally just sets up cones.
People treat him like
picks up the cones, throws the practice jerseys to him, carries the balls, water boy, whatever, right? And because Ted's a nice guy, and he's trying to figure out the game, Nate's kind of the main guy who like helps him figure out the game. And then he winds up becoming an assistant coach, and is like this wonder kid because he does all these like trick plays. Huh?
Wonderkind. Did you say Wonderkind?
The Wonder Kid.
I know, but that's the thing when he made that play. They won that game. And he's on live TV. And he was like, I'm not some Wonder Kid. And the guy was like, don't you mean Wonderkind? He was like, isn't that. You remember that?
No. It's been a while since I've seen.
It's been
I haven't rewatched any of the other seasons since
like when Ted Lasso, like he had a panic attack and he left the match early.
Yeah,
season 2. And so Nate stepped in. He called the play that won them the game.
Yeah.
So when they entered on live TV, he's like, "Oh, I'm not some kind of wonder kid." The guy interviewing was like, "Don't you mean Wonderkind?" He's like, "Oh, that's what started the trajectory of him being a prick."
Yeah. But like I said, just he starts out as that, builds up to this, and then obviously like he's an assistant coach calling on the plays. Ted still has no idea what the fuck he's doing with soccer, has no idea about soccer. Like his assistant coach, Coach Beard, who coached with him at Wichita State, fall in there. Like he studies a lot, helps him figure out some stuff. but like the main thing that really helps Ted figure it out, quote unquote, which he doesn't technically, is Nate. And then Nate, like after that, when Ted has this panic attack because he's still dealing with everything with his wife divorcing him, his son being in Kansas, him being in England.
Yeah.
His panic attack leaves the game, middle of the game, and Nate calls a play and they win the game.
It's like Manchester United or whatever.
It's like an exhibition.
Yeah.
Because they're low level and they're playing a team in the Premier League, which is the highest.
No, I don't think it's exhibition. I think it's a real game.
I thought it was an exhibition.
No, I think it's a real game.
Because it wasn't when Homeboy was playing Manchester.
No, Jamie's back with.
I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I watched it.
Yeah,
But
he leaves Manchester City, Man City, beginning of season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, like,
retired to do that reality TV show. Not retired, but leave the team.
Yeah, he left the team to do a reality TV show. Lust is blind or some shit.
Yeah, some stupid thing.
But I will say, like, one of the shows that like it got me thinking about how like how written and how you can like basically like fall in love with characters and stuff is like How Much a Mother for me. It's my one of my favorite show, but like that's one of those shows too. It's like I mean, to me, it's well written. It's very well written. Like there's some parts where you could be like, all right, like okay, like the ending, but they fucking blew the ending, dude.
Yeah.
But there's like scenes where it's like, okay, the shit's funny, like the shit's comical as hell, but then there's scenes like towards the end of the episode where it's like when Marsha and Lily got pregnant for the first time, like I damn near fucking cried. You know, I remember watching that like live. I think Jenny was in college or some shit, and I was sitting there, I was watching that shit, and I started damn near crying. I was like, or like when like Barney had a kid and shit, and you're like, all right, like character development. I don't know why this one's like bothering much of mine. I love that show so much.
Yeah. Man, that's how like Parks and Rec was for me.
Oh, Parks and Rec is great, dude.
I don't care what anybody says. That is the best series finale in history.
I don't know, man.
I think it is.
Sons of Anarchy to me. You probably never watched the show that
No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about for shows like this, bro. It's a little bit different.
It's a little
like a
Sons of Anarchy was a well-written show. We're talking about well-written shows, not
right. But we're mean.
Okay, fine, sitcoms.
Specifically at this moment.
We're talking about sitcoms.
Okay. Talking about How I Met Your Mother and Parks and Rec.
All right, that's fair.
And you went to.
Well, you just made the bold statement of the best finale of all time.
I mean, I do agree that it is for any show ever. Because it perfectly sums up everything.
Forgot how it ends.
So the last episode is, they all meet up back in the Parks Department.
Oh, that's right.
Because this is 2017, it's 2 years forward. Les is working for the Department of the Interior, being like the head of a big part of a national parks department.
Then they keep going forward, right?
And they're like, oh, one last mission. The Parks Department. They go and they fix a swing. They put like a chain link on the swing.
Yeah.
And they're all just like talking and chit chatting because I think I can't remember who it is about to move to DC.
Was it Leslie?
No, I think it's I can't remember now. I think it's Chris Pratt and April, because April is about to like join up with this company to help people find jobs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like Leslie and Ben were about to split time anyways because Ben was about to run for like senator or something like that. So pretty much everybody.
I thought she ran for president.
That's well later on.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So they're like walking. Leslie's talking to everybody. They're all talking to each other. How much they love each other. All the good times, reminiscing from seasons past.
Yeah.
But then like when they like get done and they hug, it like shows like
future.
Shows like the future and like people getting married, having kids. Leslie becoming president, getting a library named after her at IU, which is pretty funny because if you've seen the show, they all pretty much believe that librarians and libraries are the scum of the earth. So like it's pretty funny tying in there. Like Ron lives his like dream. He gets to become like the head ranger of a national park. Like it's all just like this perfect ending where they say like shows should end leaving you wanting more.
Yeah.
But here's the thing with this, I think it's
That's
perfect.
okay.
It's this perfect spot of it summed everything up. You got everybody, all the characters got everything they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, most people like felt at peace with the show ending, but it still leaves you with wanting more.
Yeah.
Because you're like, damn, Leslie became president? Like I want to see that.
Yeah.
But like at the same point, like it lets you know everything, it completely sums everything up. It leaves you technically not wanting anything more, but it does.
Yeah.
But that's another show too, and like same a lot of the same writers and stuff as The Office and stuff. And like that's one debate is what's better, The Office or Parks and Rec, though they're both fantastic. And I think The Office figured it out quicker than Parks and Rec did. Parks and Rec took pretty much the entire first season. The Office took like half of the first season, and then they kind of figured it out and went off from there. But like The Office went on like 4 seasons too long after Michael Scott left. Two. It's like three.
2.5.
It's like three.
2.5.
You know, they almost
At
like
least
that
half with the 7.
Yeah. But still, it went on a lot longer to shoot.
That's the thing. Like if you take
If anything, if they really wanted to finish that second half of that season, they should have just finished it with Will Ferrell. To be honest, even though Big Picker sucked.
Yeah.
Like just end it with him running the business right into the ground.
Like if you take Parks and Rec and every episode with Michael Scott.
Oh, about the same, yeah. Very similar.
And then after Steve Carell leaves
Right.
Office. Like, I will give you James Spader. He was fucking hilarious.
The James Spaders.
Do you know the fuck you're talking to? I'm the fucking Lizard King.
Like, James Spader's character in that show was great, but at the same time, like, just like, you'd rather have him or freaking Ron Swanson. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ron Swanson's the dog.
He's gonna be eating kibble.
I don't know. Like I said, this from start to finish, between the two, Parks and Rec is the better. But like, but Michael Scott stays there the whole time. I think they're just equals.
Yeah, not much mother clears both.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
nothing suits me like a suit, wingman I can wear. They're also debonair. Dude, how can you like you have a whole fucking song about suits, bro? Like, how much mother clears?
I've also never seen it start to finish, so I can't really say.
Ooh, quickly, I'll cut this. Like I always say, I'll cut it for the Instagram. Rank these shows: Office in its entirety, How Much Mother, Parks and Rec.
I still need to finish Always Sunny.
Oh, Jeff,
I started that like 2 years ago. I still am like at
season 16 comes out in June 7th.
I said like I'm still like season 4, and I started like 2 years ago.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
Dude,
it's just like it's the thing is like when I said
they're almost like a live version of South Park where they kind of make fun of like everything.
That's the thing though is like watching these episodes from like 2006 and they're still like relevant as hell.
Yeah.
Wait
till you get to dude. I'm still it's season 12. My favorite episode is The Gang Turned Black.
No, I remember you telling me this.
Dude, like it's a musical episode, so like I definitely love music. So that's why like
you said they almost kind of make fun of The Wiz a little bit.
They do.
Yeah,
it's funny as hell.
Like I said, it's a show that I've always wanted to watch, and when I watch it, I do love it. But just sometimes like I forget that like I started watching it.
Yeah.
Like I started watching, say I could fall asleep, and I'm like 8 episodes later, and I'm like, shit, where the hell was I at? You know.
You need to watch it, man.
I want to. Charlie Day's hilarious. Rob, what's his face?
McElhenney.
McElhenney's great.
Still need to watch that.
Danny DeVito, goated.
Yep. Still need to watch that. Welcome to Wrexham.
Yeah, you're saying. I've heard that's hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah. They're both just like naturally funny human beings.
Right.
Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds on a lower level soccer team like
Ted
Richmond,
Lasso, yeah.
like it's like a Ted Lasso.
I guess like a real life version of Ted Lasso.
Damn near, yeah.
Except they're not the coaches, they're the owners.
So they got their own team, yeah. But is there anything else you wanted to talk about? About an hour and 20 minutes in. Felt could edit about 20 minutes ago.
Just like the final couple seasons of The Office, we went on a little too long today.
Talked about some stuff that was a lot of planned, but it's all right.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. No, I think we did good. James Gunn, can't wait to see what you do with the DC universe. Like I said, man, thank you for Guardians. See, we didn't even get into that, man. It's like, man, it's not like how you know it's well written, how you know like the actors and the people behind the scenes give a shit because like Guardian, like nobody, like hardcore comic fans, sure, maybe, but like people like, Guardians weren't well known.
Took a C list,
and they're damn near $1 billion franchise.
It took a C list group and didn't even choose the most popular characters from the group.
Right, they're not even the main original Guardians.
Like there's a couple, that's it.
Yeah.
And like Star-Lord's technically more famous for being on his own.
Yep.
And I mean, really, and let's be honest about it, it's not even a spoiler. He's in the freaking trailers, and they've been talking about him forever, of him playing Adam Warlock. But like,
yeah,
Adam Warlock is probably the most famous Guardian of the Galaxy. Who is like, I don't know if he's actually.
It's more in the comics. I don't think the Infinity Saga.
Yes, I don't even know if he is like a OG Guardian, but like he's one of the most popular Guardians. Yeah. And we just got him in the final movie.
Yeah.
That's how you know James Gunn killed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that Adam Warlock was pretty well done.
And you got some really good actors. There is one scene that I just remembered. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna tell you off camera because I don't want to spoil it for the movie, but there was something that I heard today that makes a lot of sense.
Sorry about the cough, guys.
So yeah, James Gunn, man. Yeah. I mean, I know Guardians 3 was supposed to be at the beginning of Phase 4, but he got fired on some bullshit. Those tweets were bad, but like the fact that we kind of talked about this yesterday, like Chris Pratt especially, because like he's a very good Christian guy, but like really like the entire Guardians cast never get in trouble or do like they seem to be good people. They stay out of the trouble as a celebrity and stuff like that. So like when they come to your defense, like, hey man, we're not doing this shit unless James Gunn is.
Yeah, and that's the thing that sucks too is that like I wish it would have been in Phase 4. Because like you were talking
I'm
about,
kind of glad it wasn't because
I'm glad it wasn't too.
Rushed.
I don't regret it. I don't regret it whatsoever.
But I told you what they did. What they got that running Disney before the.
No, I know. Like I said, I don't regret it whatsoever. But at the same time, like it would have been dope to see, like, Adam Warlock and some of the.
I'm glad we got what we got.
I'm glad the way it went because, like I said, it was perfect.
But the thing is, man, just think that wouldn't have been the final edition. Like, yeah, we may be losing 2 characters for sure out of the franchise, but like James Gunn would have kept that train fucking going if he wouldn't have got fired. But then again, we wouldn't have got fucking Peacemaker and fucking Suicide Squad.
Yeah, so sure, like I said, I don't regret anything.
So it sucks, dude. Marvel is definitely losing a big time. Like somebody I did read or I did watch on YouTube today. People were like James Gunn righted the Marvel ship because like Marvel was kind of shit the bed there for a little bit, like in terms of like quality and shit. Yeah. And like some of the stories from some of these movies were like,
Black Widow sucked.
Black Widow was trash. Freaking like Doctor Strange was dope. You can't shit on Sam Raimi. I did love Doctor Strange. But like Thor: Love and Thunder, dude, we had such high expectations, and that movie shit the bed.
Yeah,
that whole Eat My Thunder
were both pretty.
Bro, Jane Foster, Eat My Thunder, get out of here. Then you went to Valhalla, get out of here, bitch. You lucky. She's lucky shit out of it, dude, because like, nah, bro. Like some of the shows have been dope, like Loki. Fucking prequels, bitch. It's good. Suck on Jar Jar's 17 dicks.
This two podcasts in a row we reference those songs.
Yeah.
Because
I finally listened to it.
we're talking about Star Wars and a lot.
I thought it was gonna be a whole thing though. Like it was literally one freaking verse. Because he was like, "Have you seen any Star Wars sequels?" Yeah, they're totally better than the what? Say something nice about the prequels, bitch. They're good. You can
the songs I was specifically referencing were like the Natalie Portman, like 2.0.
That's the one, the 2.0. It's one verse that's talking about Star Wars.
Like Lonely Island songs and shit.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. It's only one.
It's only listening to the one song. There's multiple.
The 2.0. The one with the prequels or says say something else about the prequel, bitch.
Like all of her songs of that are Lonely Island are all fucking good.
I feel like I've heard Lonely Island's comedy in general.
Right. James goated.
They are goated. I just had sex and it felt so good. The woman let me put my penis inside of her head. I want to tell the world.
But she put a bag over my head. Man, screw it. I think she might have been a racist.
She could be my wife. That good. The best 30 seconds of my life.
My life?
I'm honestly impressed by it. You're the girls Bill me to let me do it. Honestly, I had sex with a pile of manure. But a nice hot smelling girl or a nice hot smelling girl or good smelling girl's better. Plus she let me wear my chain and my turtleneck sweater.
You want me to fuck you? I'm the clinical efficiency
of the United States government.
Assassinated Bin Laden.
There's no way we're gonna get a copyright strike. We're not that popular.
Right.
Also, what song is that called? Bin Laden. Here we go. We're gonna end it on this. We're gonna sing to the crew.
Started talking and something like a fucking life. The free. Fuck Bin Laden. Fuck Bin Laden. Fuck Bin Laden. Fuck Bin Laden. I don't know all the things. Well, around the world. Particularly one thing. So I got shot in the head. Like that, but I don't break the metaphor. At least I said my sword. It's all regular. You know, that's it door. Pyramid, then it's unit. And then you make a special unit. To which there was no stopping him. That is good. Stop feeling lonely. Stop feeling lonely. Stop feeling lonely. Another people that's government fucking hiding. In the closing, in the climaxing, to critical efficiency, destination of Bin Laden. That's I'll smash. Singing another go from. There's another no-go. What? Terrorize that vagina. 1069 thing that you really hate. Looking in the ocean. It really doesn't matter the place in. You've seen this movie, by the way? No, I haven't. It's so funny. What's it called? Pop Star. Pop Star, yeah. Say hello, bye.
Love, bye. Hold on. Before you end it.
Damn. I wasn't about to do it though.
No. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna end it there. Make sure you're watching on YouTube, Spotify. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that bell notification so every time we post, you get notified. Tell your friends, tell your family.
So you follow us
follow us on Instagram.
On Instagram,
the H.A.B podcast.
Oh, wow. Bodybuilding Dad 23.
Yeah, Savage Bodybuilder 23.
So it's okay,
whatever, bitch.
For you.
Right. For me.
Savage Guy for life.
Right. Underscores. 1,000 underscores.
Makes you do it. Then definitely, if you listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor, any of those platforms, make sure you press follow. That way it does the exact same thing as it would on the YouTube.
Yep.
YouTube.
Make sure you're throwing some comments down on YouTube as well. Comment on our Instagram, like our Instagram posts.
Say share it around.
Share it around with everybody.
Let's tell a friend. Share a friend.
Wanna be fucking Pat McMahon? Be a friend, tell a friend.
Be a friend.
Take 5. Anyway, congratulations, Pat McMahon, birth baby girl. It's awesome. Welcome to fatherhood. Still what? Hopefully the start of this week, with this week posting, will be going consecutive now, probably. Shouldn't have any more breaks. I'll be in Tennessee in a couple weeks, but I definitely want to record a podcast in Tennessee.
Yeah, so we'll do something. So, we'll let you guys know if we do take a break on a certain week.
Yep, and we also want to start getting some more. We also want to get some guests up in here to liven it up, change it up a little bit as well. We have some ideas. We have some things in the works for different things.
If you have people that you want that that we know we can try to get a hold of, try to get on here.
Yep. Let us know. Yep, we want to hear from you guys. Give us some topics. Give us some ideas. Dope would be dope. We should do like a podcast within a podcast. Once they start the Be Better podcast, we should go on their podcast.
Get the Be Better people on here.
Yeah.
Get the somebody who smashes a lot on here.
DD. I want to get the SV crew.
Get the SV crew.
Sean Veronica. So we got some shit in the works. We got some stuff coming within the next couple weeks as well. Mike knows about it. I told him about it today. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, go hit up SB though. Tell him we sent you. SB. Gotta tell him we sent you. Gotta. If you don't, say the H.A.B podcast sent me here. If you don't, tell them we're gonna hunt you down. So, and then tell them, say, take care of me, you stupid motherfuckers. I'm just kidding. Don't say that. But do say. But if you say that, make sure you say that Tyler said to do it, not me. Right, and say I said it jokingly. I was joking. It was a joke. Tyler said throw a golf ball. Motherfucker's a fucking joke. Why did you get up on this? I don't know. It is. Microphone's up there, dog. Look, bro, I'm tired of shit. Okay, I'm tired as hell. So we're gonna end it here. We're just rambling on. Yeah. So if you made this far, congratulations for wasting about 20 minutes of your life. Right. You heard us sing Bin Laden. Listen to it. And Randall bullshit and a Lonely Island song. Yep. All right. So love y'all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And take care of yourselves. Okay, bye.